Now, at the top. So I left it nice and open and big, so you can actually follow this as we go. We've already met, okay? So this isn't like I just randomly walked up to you straight, right? We've met, we've had a bit of a chat, you're like, hey Sharon, I really want to have a chat to you about sales coaching, blah, blah, blah. Cool? We're probably at a cafe. I've asked you whether or not you want a water and how'd you find the place okay.
I barely got a latte.
He's into it. I'm just setting the scene, okay? So my first question, and here we go, is, so Ben, tell me what made you decide you want a sales coach?
Well, I've just launched my business and I don't have a lot of experience or background in sales. I don't really feel comfortable really sort of like putting myself out there and, you know, just having those kind of skills with business owners or other people. I'm just like not really comfortable with that. Yeah.
And have you been in sales before?
No.
No. Okay. No. Well, good on you. Well, high five. High five for recognizing that you need some sales help, because a lot of people freak out about sales.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of feedback from people saying you can't really do it on your own and that it takes time to sort of settle into.
Very good. You're right, man. So you mentioned that you weren't feeling very comfortable. So what's happening for you? How is this a problem for you?
Well, I feel as though, like in a sort of social scene, you know, like with friends and whatnot, that, you know, I can be very bubbly and, you know, very outgoing.
Yeah.
But, you know, like if I feel as though, you know, like I'm holding like a product, you know, that I'm trying to sell, regardless of whether it's going to change the world or not, that I'd still have those kind of reservations, putting myself out there and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's that impacting you? Like, what's that costing you?
It's holding me back, definitely.
Okay.
Because I don't think that, like, I'm definitely not making enough calls. I don't think that I'm approaching, like, enough people that I'd sort of sit behind this, you know, veil, like, on, you know, like, social media. And I think it's holding me back.
And what's it holding you back from?
Well, I'm really passionate about the product, and obviously, you know, if I, you know, get a sort of face-to-face on that, that people would see that, but it's that sort of fine line between, you know, sending out emails or like speaking to them on like some form of social media, that like sort of linking that is that it actually becomes a huge gap. Yeah, it's not so fine line anymore.
Yeah, right. Okay, pause there for a sec. So I'm going to just pause, we're not in role play. So I just want to explain a little bit about what I did. What did you notice about the first question I asked?
Understanding him.
So my first question was, what made you decide you need a sales coach? Why is that powerful?
They're making them sell themselves.
Yeah, and I'm implying that he's already made the decision that he needs me. Does that make sense? Sometimes people will say to that question, I'm not sure if I've decided yet. And that's okay. It's like, okay, cool. I know where I am. I'm testing a buying signal, but he accepted that he's made the decision. Does that make sense? Yeah. So while I'm doing this, I also I'm aware that you're not all sales coaches, okay? So I'd love you to be thinking, how does this apply for me? How do I take this model and adjust it or move it or tweak it or whatever you need to do to make it work for you? Is that fair? Yeah, how am I doing? Doing okay? Cool. Now, I don't know, I've done I've said why 3 times, right? How is that a problem for you? What's that doing for you? And then the third one, I don't know what I said.
What's that been impacting?
How's that been impacting you? Cool. I haven't really quite got there. Can you feel that? He's just like, I'm not quite reaching my potential. It's, you know, I'm not getting out there. Why is that a problem for you? Oh, you know, I'm passionate about the product, but I haven't quite got, I don't think, deep enough. Can you feel that? Like he's sort of really surface still. Does that make sense? So in the interest of the fact that I really want to wrap this up in like 3 minutes, can I get you to go really deep now? Like, bare your heart and soul a little bit. Because I will keep doing this. I'll just keep having a chat and digging deeper until I get to something that hurts. Does that make sense? Or something that gives him immense pleasure. Does that make sense? Cool. So, okay, we're back in. Yeah. Cool. He's good. So you mentioned that it's holding you back. So what what is the cost of not stepping forward into your light? What is that costing you?
The longer I don't start moving forward, the sooner I start moving back and start receding into a pretty bad lifestyle.
Okay. So and so if you did nothing, what would that cost you? What would happen if you did nothing?
Everything.
Okay. Everything's big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And if you did do something, what would that give you?
Renowned sense of fight. Purpose I have, but it's the moving forward and just seeing results.
Okay. And so results in your mind, what does that look like? How do you visualize that?
Like building like longer standing business relationships and what I've like been seeing previously leading to sales. That'd be great.
Yeah. And then so what in your mind would those relationships give you?
A huge amount of joy.
Yay. Cool. Okay. So what have you done to date? Have you done any learning? Have you?
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of like Gary V, Dan Bog, your
Awesome.
events and Ed Z's events have been helping a lot.
Awesome.
I've started reading Successful Habits by Brendan Burchard.
Yep.
So I've started building on some of the top 6 high performance habits that he lists in his book, and just other resources on like YouTube.
Fantastic. Well, can I give you a high five? Because well done. I love that you continue to learn and you're looking into it. What have you tried that hasn't worked?
I feel as though everything is eventually going to lead to something. So it's not to say that what I have tried hasn't worked.
Okay, good on you. Yeah.
But I think I'm just impatient.
Okay, good. All right. You want results immediately. Or how quickly do you want results? Faster. And what does faster mean to you? What would that look like?
I went into this business thinking that I would see results almost immediately.
Yeah.
And it's almost like 6 months now.
Oh no,
and
not
nothing's
6 months.
really happening. So
I know, that must suck.
yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely a challenge, like maintaining.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool. So how quickly do you want to get started then?
Oh, I could transfer money tomorrow.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Can we give her a round of applause? So you'll notice I didn't stick exactly to script, right? I kind of moved in and out. And that's the beauty of a script in my mind. I have practiced these questions many, 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 many times. So I can be present in the conversation and still stick to the structure. Does that make sense? Yeah. Did I get it all in? I did. Well done, me. Sometimes I skip questions and I go, damn it, I missed that question.